Okay, so Bitcoin Jason here. Just just a little bit of an update on what I was doing tonight. Tonight I did a meetup. Now I had this meetup plan, and the reason that the spark for this meetup is a few reasons. We haven't had a meetup for a while here in the Bitcoin Cash City, and I felt it necessary to continue on a meetup. But what I've been doing is I've decided to not just do one-on-one type meetups where I tell someone about Bitcoin Cash, but get a group of people in together. And so tonight I gave quite a bit of Bitcoin Cash away. I had the tip the dip type spirit, you know. I had the spirit of giving some Bitcoin Cash away, and the reason why I did that is we've got over 200 merchants here in the Bitcoin Cash City, over 200 Bitcoin Cash merchants, and I want my merchants that I share with other citizens here in the Bitcoin Cash City, I want to be able to have those merchants being looked after and not just onboard them, but have people go, and I want to grow their customer base, right? So there's a few things that in my life here in the Bitcoin Cash City, as curator of the Bitcoin Cash City, and my time being sponsored by Code Valley, and that in helping look after merchants and doing merchant adoption here in the Bitcoin Cash City, is we get a lot of people that, you know, come in through our doors looking for me or looking to buy Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin, that are basically being scammed. And and like I said in my previous video, is I'll turn the car off. In my previous videos, I've shared of experience where a merchant had someone call them up and claiming to be a Bitcoin recovery firm, and they used the Atomic Wallet to try and facilitate a scam where they said, look, we recovered your funds, but it's in Ethereum. Here, input this code into your into Atomic Wallet, and you've got what we recovered, but it was in Ethereum. Now, the merchant thought it was Ethereum, but it wasn't Ethereum. It was an Ethereum token, and so he knew something was up, right? And this is not a dumb man. He's quite intelligible, but there are a few areas that he's ignorant in. So he calls me up, Bitcoin Jason, I got this man here, says that he has Ethereum that was recovered from a Bitcoin scam. You know, anyway, went through it. Turned out, and special thanks to the Bitcoin Cash podcast, Jeremy, that identified that it was actually an ERC20 token that was basically had the ticker ETH and the label and all that, but it was basically an ERC20. Someone just made up a token, and it made perfect sense why we could not get it out of his wallet, because it was not ETH, it was a token, and the gas fee that it will cost, because Ethereum, let's face it, Ethereum's pretty much getting towards BTC now, where it costs more to send it. And I would say this as a note, that BTC is losing its Bitcoinness. BTC is losing its Bitcoinness, because if you read the Satoshi white paper, and I thank Mark Valson for retweeting a tweet about that he did. And I actually downloaded the white paper. It's been a while since I read it. And BTC is not only more expensive to send, but it's relying on a third party. It's relying on a second layer solution, which basically goes against the white paper. You know, maybe I should the white paper's there. Maybe I should put a link to the white paper for you to read for yourself. So BTC is losing its Bitcoinness, and it's because of that, because of scams, because of CBDCs coming in. We've got the Fed now coming in, I think at the last week of July for the Americans there. We got a CBDC that the Australian Reserve Bank is working on with 3 companies. Going through, they've got 3 different models that they like sort of testing out. It became apparent that I had to teach on internet safety, right? Safety, internet safety, scam awareness, how to identify a scam, CBDCs, an introduction, and then an introduction to Bitcoin Cash as a way of retaining our ability to keep using cash, right? So even if they phase out physical cash, we can still maintain our right to use cash. Can I tell you something? I am amazed that it was 90% women at this meetup. 10% men, 90% women. So out of all the women there, right, women outproduced men, right? So that's an interesting metric that it's not a male only coin. It's actually women. So this is actually good. This is a good sign that it's not just women that are getting involved in looking after their sovereignty. Not only men looking after their sovereignty, interested in cryptocurrency, interested in internet safety and scam and how to protect themselves from scams, but women, you know. So it was good. So I gave everyone $10. Everyone that attended, I gave $10. Why, Jason, Bitcoin Jason, did you give everyone $10? Because we've got merchants here in the Bitcoin Cash City where they can go and spend that Bitcoin Cash at a merchant. Now, it was a 2-hour lesson, right? It was basically a 45-minute teaching, and then the rest question and answers. I've only just finished. We started at 6:30, and what's the time now? It's nearly 10 o'clock. I only just finished. And so they're super keen. They want to have another meetup. I might actually advertise this more. Advertise it. Maybe I approach the Satoshi Angels again about having a meetup page, going down that route, because they did support me when I was on the Gold Coast. Go down that way because people are interested in investing. They are interested in protection against what's coming, maintaining their cash sovereignty. CBDs, there's a lot of questions out there. And you know what, guys? There are so many scammers out there. It's time. It's time that everyone that is knowledgeable in cryptocurrency, Bitcoin Cash, right, to stand up. If you have Bitcoin Cash, I am calling on you to stand up and be an apostle of the Satoshi, Church of Satoshi, right? Stand out and be an evangelist, have meetups, start teaching people. You know, if you got that crazy uncle that's trying to get you in an investment scam, if you look, guys, it's a rite of passage that most of us been scammed, okay? Right. So I've been through the school of hard knocks. I've been burnt, right? So I think it's my duty, it's your duty to teach people against scams and what's not a scam. Like I told these people, there's good crypto, there's bad crypto, and there's just you got your junk crypto. You know what I mean? Your speculative coins. G'day, Bruno. When am I going to the Gold Coast, mate? I probably won't be there till round about Christmas time. Are you the guy that approached me at the gas station in the Bitcoin Cash City, Townsville? Are you the guy from South Australia? Are you the same Bruno? If it is, kudos. Yeah, good to see you, my friend. Yeah, so I've sort of given up on the Gold Coast. I live here now in Townsville. The reason why I live here in Townsville is because there's a community here already. It's not just myself that have Bitcoin Cash and that is prepared to spend it. But we also have, three major companies here, Aptizio, Code Valley, and Ekfin, that are basically Bitcoin Cash based businesses. One's sort of like an accounting firm, a blockchain accounting firm. Code Valley, well, that's the wonderful company that sponsored me to do my work here. That looked after me for a while until I got settled in. Aptizio, they've got a large part to play, and both of them are working on this marvelous technology that will basically industrialize Bitcoin Cash applications on another level. It's like industrialization, like making clothes by hand to having sewing machines, my friend. It's industrialized on a major level. I'm from Brazil, but my brother lives there. I would love him to go to BCA meetup for sure. Well, okay, so look, your brother, right? Your brother can contact me, right? He can contact me. He can stay here on Bitcoin Cash. We've got 2 locations that I recommend. We've got like an Airbnb type style, like apartment. Got like apartments right on the water. There's 3 Bitcoin Cash takeaway stores right below it. We've got a pizza place, a ice creamery, and a fish and chip shop. So if he wants to be lazy, if he wants to be close to the strand, he can stay there with Bitcoin Cash. If he's got a family, he's got like cooking. It's basically apartment. 3 apartments above these, might be 3 or 4 apartments. I think one's a studio. And then, you can eat downstairs. You can go along the strand there. The other one is the Oasis Inn. That's in the city. He can stay there fully on Bitcoin Cash. And then, we've got places everywhere. I'm happy to take him around and show him the sites. We'll have a meetup. When he comes up, we'll make sure we organize a meetup when he's in town. Okay, so I'll do that for you, Bruno. Okay. Maybe your brother is knowledgeable or not knowledgeable. What I'll do is, see, this is the thing, right? And this is the thing that's different from on the Gold Coast, right? I've got a mate of mine, firstmeal.com, First Meal channel, Gabriel. He used to be very active in the Bitcoin Cash space, and I give him credit for him encouraging me to be an extrovert and have a YouTube channel. My YouTube channel was created on the night that I met Gabriel, and he said, Jason, you need to create a YouTube channel. And I said, well, what should I call it? And he said, Bitcoin Jason, right? So I credit Gabriel for doing that. Now he's he's an investor, right? So he's not doing YouTube channels, videos much anymore, but he's an investor. He's invested in Bitcoin Cash. He's moved on to other projects, but for a long time, he did videos every day, and he would tip people. He would tip people Bitcoin Cash, and I actually, through his efforts of tipping people, I actually had a chance to onboard a couple of merchants because of his work. Now, what I'm saying to you guys is, okay, maybe maybe you don't know how to onboard someone, a merchant, to Bitcoin Cash, but maybe you can tip someone as a lead up. Now, a good way to tip someone is through the shareable link, through the Bitcoin.com wallet, or if you tip someone, make a note that you've tipped someone and just follow them up, later, right? For example, I tipped a merchant 1 cent. Well, now they've got, it got up as high as 5 cents, I think, Australian, but I think it's 3 cents now, right? So that person, even though I tipped them 1 cent, has saw an increase. Now, it's a large increase, of course, but so if I really believe in someone, I might, or want to show the power of Bitcoin Cash and know that they're not going to waste it, that I can trust them with my Bitcoin, I might tip them $10. And then I say, look, go down to such a place and buy yourself a coffee or buy yourself a meal down there. And it works. I tipped a hairdresser $10. And then it went up to 30, right? And I was there to onboard him, and then the wife doesn't like me for some reason. She thinks I'm a scammer because her friend got scammed through a cryptocurrency scam, like Bitcoin scam. Or see what happens when people get scared, they just think everything's Bitcoin. So maybe I got to do a bit of work, and this is why adoption is sometimes slow, is because you've got to overcome these boundaries and hurdles, and relationships matter. You've got to build relationships. So even if you just get one cafe or one place on board, have your meet up there. Yeah, that's right. I think it's Jeremy. Bitcoin Cash. Everyone that's watching, Bitcoin Cash podcast is the best podcast for Bitcoin Cash related news. Wide range of topics, wide range of guests, from technical to newbie. Like I classify myself still as a newbie because I go to Bitcoin Cash podcast and I learn something new. Bitcoin Cash podcast is the place to go to keep up to date everything on Bitcoin Cash. There's things that come out that escape my view vision because I'm a consumer. I'm in my own little world. So much stuff's happening. I miss things. The Bitcoin Cash podcast is great because when I'm working or have that time, when I'm driving in my car, I can listen to the Bitcoin Cash podcast and get updated. So, mate, I shill. You know what? It's not shilling, man. It's promoting, right? It's promoting services and people that I know I can trust, that I know have my back. So Jeremy was very good because I had this situation when someone was being scammed. I knew it was a scam and I had my knowledge, technical knowledge, but I still missed because I tried to do a wallet to wallet transfer and it wouldn't transfer. So I went to look on a blockchain and I must have did something wrong. And it was Jeremy from the Bitcoin Cash podcast that said, Jason, Bitcoin Jason, it's an ERC20 token. And I felt so stupid. I literally facepalmed myself. That'll explain why it was less than the gas for me to spend it. So if you want to know more about Bitcoin Cash, everything about Bitcoin Cash podcast is a great way to be have a it's like the Britannica, it's like the encyclopedia of Bitcoin Cash. I only tell them that only intermediaries who are unnecessary in the first place, potential scammers. Yeah, I only tell them that only intermediaries who are unnecessary in the first place, potential scammers. Yeah, so I taught on CBDCs today on what I know from the current white paper of the Reserve Bank of Australia. Gave them an update on FedNow. That's touched. See, this is a market, a niche way of talking about Bitcoin Cash. The differences about different crypto as well, because of CBDCs. I taught on inflationary crypto and I taught on deflationary crypto, right? So I gave an overview. On scams, what to look for in scammers, basic internet safety, right? Because that's something else that is apparent, especially if you've got exchanges and wallets and stuff like that. You need to be educated. If you've got exchange, if someone's claiming to be from exchange, these are the questions they are not going to ask you. For example, you know what I'm saying? How to protect your wallet, your internet privacy. And now there's Naomi on the internet as well. She's a Bitcoin casher, but she talks about internet safety and privacy coins as a main vibe. I look to her to teach me about internet privacy. So if we can all come together and educate people, this is the thing. Now, the guys, women are interested in crypto, mate. Like I said, 90% women at the meetup tonight, 10% men. Men were outnumbered by women at the meetup tonight, and they were interested in CBDCs, and they were interested on what's a scam and what's not a scam. They're interested in crypto, but what's stopping most people from getting into crypto or Bitcoin Cash is because it's been tainted by scams. Yeah. So this is a metric. I should probably keep a diary of statistical data on meetups that I have on gender, on age, and that sort of thing. So I can say now in Australia, on this date, the 11th of July, there was a strong, because it was largely women. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this. Women are very sensitive to scams. Yeah. So with women, the scams women get are relationship scams. Is a big one for women. Because I know women, and they want to invest, but they don't know how to invest. So I think that's why we all need to be Satoshi. I even think that we need to set up a church of Satoshi in where we live. What do I mean by church of Satoshi? Is if there's more than one person in your area, so there's 3 people, right? The Bible says if there's 2 or 3 of you, then 2 or 3 witnesses, all you need is 2 or 3 people, right, to start up a church. What is a church? It's called an ecclesiastes, which basically means a group of people, right? So I'm now, my head is now Church of Satoshi, because guys, we are in the last days, brothers and sisters. We are in the last days. This is like Bitcoin Cash, mark my words, is like the Noah's Ark in the 21st century. I'm telling you, mate. Bitcoin Cash is the Noah's Ark guarding us against CBDCs. And this is like, we see it. We all have the calling. Jeremy's got the calling. Bruno's got the calling. I've got the calling. That's the right reason why I moved from Townsville, from Gold Coast to Townsville, because I've got the calling. Whether I'm sponsored or not, I've got the calling, right? I've got the passion. We've had the test run with COVID and the lockdowns and with the truckies in Canada, right? Bitcoin started because, you know, the whole thing, the Bitcoin got really useful during the GFC, right? So it's really important that, guys, this is the second chance draw. Everyone that missed out on getting into Bitcoin when it was cheap, Bitcoin Cash is going back to the future, and we are prophets. We are prophets, Jeremy. We are prophets of the last days, right? We are in the last days. CBDCs are coming, and we need to set up a network, right? A fellowship, right? A church where people can come. Oh, I've got the Holy Ghost, man. People can come, right, and ask questions and be nurtured and grow in the things of Satoshi, right? So you got to have new people come in that don't know who to trust. Maybe they got in a relationship scam. Maybe they are in a finance scam. And we, as brothers and sisters of the Church of Satoshi, we can enlighten them to the gospel of the Satoshi white paper. You know where I'm going with this. You know where I'm going with this. Because we need a community, man. We need a community. And this is why the Satoshi Angels were right. And everyone that pushes meetups and that, meetups are essential. Well, okay, a religious, well, you know what? Look, I failed God. Look, I'm a religious guy, right? And there's things that I've done even last year, even like, you know, I'm not proud of, like, because I feel like I've denied Christ, or I've basically not been a good witness or good example of a Christian, right? I wear that. I wear that, right? But let me tell you this, right? And I'm just gonna, like, I don't care if people unsubscribe me from saying this, right? But the reason why I'm in Bitcoin Cash, right? And the reason why I have so much drive, right? Is because, right? My mum dragged me to church one time. Because I was messed up teenager, right? I was messed up. I started doing drugs and that. And I won't listen to my parents, won't listen to anyone, and I was just getting worse, right? And she thought Jesus could save me, right? Well, Jesus didn't save me, right? I did not feel anything. I did not feel anything when I went to church. I didn't experience anything when I went to church at that time, right? But I tell you what did happen. A guy called Jeff Beecham. Now, Jeff Beecham was the drummer of Rose Tattoo, right? Now, he's a spiritual man. He's a churchy guy. His testimony that he tried to kill himself with a drug overdose, taking slip, and he survived, and he found Jesus, and his life's better, and he's preaching about it. But he was very big on, right, end days prophecy and stuff, right? And he was talking about the mark of the beast and talking about one world currency, and he was talking about political stuff. Now, listen, I'm a very political person, So, we need, but religious at times tested communities, right? Well, okay, let me go on my rant, right? Let me tell you why I've got a religious bent on this. Is because, right, when I was 17, right, this guy gave me a message, right? He taught me that the world was going to a one world currency. He told me about there's going to be digital currencies, right? He told me that there's going to be a system where I won't be able to buy or sell unless I take part in this beast system, right? Follow me now. We just came out of COVID, mate. We just came out of COVID where where the government said that I cannot get government services if I do not take a vaccine. Right? Now, I'm not saying the vaccine's the mark, but these are types and shadows of things to come, right? I was economically sabotaged and economically sanctioned, man, right? There are people that got benefits, social security benefits, that I could not get benefits because I'm not jabbed, and my family, I'm not jabbed, and I won't have any of my family jabbed or anything like that, right? So because I'm not jabbed, right, my work is at risk. My ability to earn is at risk. Where I could shop was at risk, right? I was banned. I was shunned. Like Juliet's here and the coffee club, because I was not vaccinated, I could not go in. Right? So I've got I'm now ticked off, right? What I'm saying is, and this is what's happening now, right? Now you could put the whole Christianity aside, but the message is still the truth, right? The message is truth. We are now heading towards a society where CBDCs are coming. China's already got it, where we've got social credit score. In Australia, we've got a digital ID that's going to be attached to this digital currency, right? That's got your driver's license, everything about you, your face, what you've done on Facebook. We've got a social credit score here too. You got what because they're trying to pass regulations to stop bullying and all this sort of stuff, and so you got all these things in, right? And so people in my city, right, that accept Bitcoin Cash, right, they are truly waking up, and they're seeing this, and this is why we got to build on this awakening. It's the awakening, right? Now, I got into Bitcoin because I knew Bitcoin was the answer for what was coming, right? So what happened was, I didn't get Jesus, but I got the political aspect of what the message was taught, right? George Bush came and he said, now 9/11 didn't affect me, but George Bush was coming out with some policies that made me trigger and remember what the preacher said. And then our government started coming out with policies as well. So now I'm starting to connect the dots, right? I then have a come to Jesus moment. That's a separate issue, right? And then Bitcoin came out. So I was listening to Alex Jones on the InfoWars channel, right? And Max Kaiser was on, and they were talking about Bitcoin, and I saw Bitcoin as the answer. Now, what I'm saying to you today, that BTC is losing its Bitcoinness, and people are noticing. People are noticing that Bitcoin Core, BTC, is losing its Bitcoinness. Bitcoin Cash is now Bitcoin. Bruno, if you come to the Bitcoin Cash City, right, your brother comes here. Anyone that comes here in the Bitcoin Cash City, If they will go, I would like to pay in Bitcoin, right? They are not thinking BTC. They are not thinking Lightning. They are thinking BCH. They know it's Bitcoin. They know BCH is Bitcoin. They do, right? They might say, like, if you say Bitcoin, they assume Bitcoin BCH, right? So you got Bitcoin BTC, Bitcoin Core. You got Bitcoin BCH, and you got Bitcoin SV. And Satoshi Vision is not even a blip on the radar. Satoshi Vision is not even there. XEC is not even, no one talks about them. The only Bitcoin is known is they say the orange Bitcoin and the green Bitcoin. Bitcoin Cash, if you go to my shops here, I would like to pay in Bitcoin. They're not going to bring up a BTC or Lightning code. They're going to bring up a BCH code, right? So these people at the meetup says to me, so you mean to say that when the CBDCs come in, I can still pay, right? When I've spent my carbon credit and I can't buy meat, I can go down to the butcher and buy meat with Bitcoin Cash. Yes, ma'am. Barbara, yes, you can. You can buy a piece of meat. You can buy sausages. You can even buy your groceries with Bitcoin Cash as cash, right? So, and I hope Michigan, is it Magician? My eyes are bad. I've got an eye condition. My eye condition, it's called skytopic sensitivity syndrome or Rain syndrome. So you will notice sometimes I'm really clear of thinking and in speech, and other times I just lose it. But what happens, it's a three-dimensional dyslexia, so it messes with my brains, and sometimes I have trouble reading and light. So with Bitcoin Cash, it can be used with cash. And guess what, guys? She goes, well, what happens if there's a blackout or a solar flare or something like that? These are genuine questions. And I said, Barbara, because it's decentralized, it's all on the blockchain, right? So your 12 seed phrase, right? You can access that. All you need is a wallet. It will connect to the blockchain. I can even show you how to have a paper wallet where you can store, maybe $10 worth or $20 worth on a paper wallet, and you can use that as cash, you know what I mean? And give that over as a gift card or, to your friend, it might be someone's wedding, you can put it in an envelope and you can send it to them, right? I showed him how to use the shareable link, right? So there was another lady there, right? Now she told me her name, but I forgot her name, right? So I asked her for a name again, right? And I said, you just told me your name. I don't know your last name. I don't know where you live, but just say that you needed money for some reason. I text you. I text her the shareable link. I texted Bitcoin Cash $10, and she had that wallet, and then she had the $10 in. Then I showed her, right? This is where, and I brought up the maps, right? Now Bitcoin.com or anyone creating a map, right? Or creating an app that's a wallet, you need to have a maps. Now Silverblood is pushing for Open Street View, right? That map, but that's great, but I would like a map that will bring up pretty little pictures of what they are and that sort of stuff, So whoever's creating an app for a wallet, it's imperative that you have a map so they know where to use the wallet. Because what's good of a wallet if you don't know where to spend it? And that's my biggest problem with people here in the Bitcoin Cash City is they all got the Bitcoin.com wallet, but the maps are so buried that they still ring me up and go, Jason, I want to buy something, or I need an electrician, right? Where can I use it? It's like Fed income, right? And the Bitcoin Cash City domain's been hijacked, so we can't have a directory there because someone's decided to be selfish and not be the general not be the common good, you know. If look, just do what's right. The Bitcoin Cash City is the community. Just let the community have a website where they can have everything Bitcoin Cash City on there. You know what I mean? It's community based. Anyway, I'm looking for, if you're someone watching this this live stream, if you can create me a website, I would love to have a help creating a website, and I'll pay you. All right. So Paytaka. Paytaka is another great app, wallet. I haven't been promoting it yet. I'm thinking about promoting Paytaka when they bring out the P2P exchange part, because what is needed here in the Bitcoin Cash City and the people that I'm with, now everyone take note, is people are really keen on buying and selling Bitcoin Cash person to person, like Gumtree, or like what's the American version of it? Craigslist. Is Craigslist it? Craigslist. Like, so you need a Bitcoin Cash Craigslist, right? That's trustless, that people can advertise Bitcoin Cash. They want to sell Bitcoin Cash or buy Bitcoin Cash, and then someone can take it up, that offer, and it goes in an escrow and stuff like that. I would like to see people to be able to buy and sell goods like shoes and cars or something like that. You know, maybe a Facebook holy yeah, Facebook Marketplace localized here in the Bitcoin Cash City will go off, man. Will go off, because you know why, Jeremy? You know why, Jeremy? There are so many scams. I see it on Facebook, right? Oh, you know, this person is a scammer. Don't buy anything of them, right? You could have a Facebook type marketplace style thing, right? Where someone can advertise their couch, right? Their couch, $50, right? $50 delivered or $50 pickup, right? And you can advertise the couch, goes in. So I just say I want to buy a couch of Bruno, right? Who's this? Element 71, right? So just say I want to buy a couch of Element 71, right? Element 71, right? It's got a couch, right? So Element 71 will hold the couch, right? I put $50 in escrow, right? In this place, which holds it as a deposit, right? Holds it as this is why I want my merchant coding to come out, so I can create these things, right? So, yeah, so Element 71 has a couch. I contact him. I put my BCH in escrow, right? And then I go pick up the couch, right? And then we sign off or something. And then he gets the Bitcoin Cash and I get my couch. Now, if he tries to defraud me, right, then he won't get paid, right? This is why I love local Bitcoin. Loved it because I could buy my Bitcoin Cash, and I had one guy try to scam me, but I got my BCH back. I went to Mulch, Hindenburg in Berlin. Great. Right. Yeah. I really want to go to Japan. I want to go to Japan, and I want to I really want to go to Japan and just use Bitcoin Cash, but that's probably a big ask, right? Because I tell you what, I forgot how good I've got it because when I went to Cairns and when I went to um, LA in Miami, it's so expensive to use your card. Like I went to Cairns, I was getting fee, right? I used my card a few times and I got slugged with fees. But when I was in St. Kitts, it was like I never left home, never left Australia. Thanks everyone. I'll go get back to work. You have a great day, Jeremy. I don't know where I was going, but yeah, I went on a bit of rant. I'm gonna end this stream anyway. Everyone, guys, follow Bitcoin Cash podcast. I've noticed what's his name? Ethard. Oh man, I'm bad with names. But I noticed that crypto Bitcoin Bitcoin Cash guys are starting to cross promote people. I highly recommend that we need to promote people and help share the love. You know what I'm saying? So I had someone, Ethan, I think his name is. He looks like me in a way, but better looking. He gave me a shout out the other day. I appreciate that, brother. We all have our niche nuance. We all have nuances. Jeremy's got a great nuance. Love his vibe. I love Jet. I loved when First Meal was on there and used to do videos. I loved his nuance. I love the TA nuances. I love everyone's nuance, right? You got Bitcoin Cash TV that does giveaways all the time, and that it's like a gaming channel slash general chat channel. B Chad, rate all those guys. We've got Ray. Ray uses Bitcoin Cash. We got so many people, man. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna get going. I'm getting hungry. I just want to say I did not advertise this meetup. I did not really advertise it. I just advertised it on a few groups. But I said to certain people, I said, listen, guys, because what I did is I advertised through someone that was scammed. And I said, look, talk to people, and I got a good turnout. It's a good turnout. I wasn't shilling Bitcoin Cash merchant adoption, but I was promoting merchants. I was teaching about dangers of cryptocurrency scams, what's good cryptos, what bad crypto, just a general overview, safety on the internet, and I got a great reception on that. So guys, it's not hard. Listen, if you're someone and you want to do meetups, maybe you want to get some of my material. I'm doing material there on how to do a meetup and that. I'm actually getting more professional in doing my meetups now. I'm getting a bit more diverse. Going beyond. Yeah. Do an active cash rain to people subscribe to your YouTube channel. Yes, that's very true. Now, I love Cash Rain. Cash Rain's a powerful tool. I'm not sure. Should I advertise? See, I gotta learn how to put my link to my live if I'm doing a live stream. This is where Stream Deck might come in, or some sort of OBS thing might come in. I'm teaming up with a guy in Tasmania, Dunonomics or something like that. I can't pronounce his name, but he's a great guy as well. So, because I think the thing that I love about when I was in St. Kitts is all our minds coming together. So I'm really wanting more of our minds to come together, more fellowship, more promoting, feeding off each other's zeal and successes and learning and that sort of thing. Because like I said, the time is now. We need to build a Noah's Ark of the 21st century, and that's Bitcoin Cash. We are building the 21st century. And just like Noah went out and he told people the rain is coming, right? The flood is coming, but no one believed him, you know what I mean? But he continued to build his ark. We need to build our ark where we live. We need to do meetups. We need to onboard people or find people that have the gifting of onboarding. Support them. We need to start building connections, because it's through those connections and networks, when it hits the fan, when the rain comes and the water rises, right? We have Bitcoin Cash. And what happens with Bitcoin Cash? As the need arises for Bitcoin Cash and adoption grows, doesn't matter if you're in the third world country or the first world country, right? The rising tide will lift all boats. It's our way of hedging against what's coming. The smart business people, investors know this, and smart business people know this. That's why through the GFC they got into Bitcoin. This is why they're going to get into it again, right? They're getting into it again because, right? Now Bitcoin Cash is more Bitcoin than BTC, because BTC is losing its Bitcoiners, right? So Bitcoin Core will still have dominance in a lot of respects, but I feel that it's going to flip, right? I'm totally up with Jeremy on this. It will flip, because I flipped from BTC to BCH over CandyMane, over a transaction, right? It costs you money to put your BTC into Lightning, right? To transfer it to do all your transactions, right? And then it costs you to get it off, right? So there's no reason for BTC. There's no reason for it except numbers go up. Everything that BTC is in the numbers go up, BCH has and more. Faster, efficient, smart contracts, DeFi, cash tokens, all these sorts of things on there. Stuff that I'm not even educated on in telling you about. This is why we need more people to talk about it. Anyway, guys, I love her. I love you. I leave you. Remember, you are Satoshi. I'm Satoshi. We all play a part. Let's do our part. And Bitcoin Cash was always meant to be cash, right? Cash is king. Use it or lose it, all right? We need to look after our network. We need to look after what we have, because if we neglect this now, at this time, right, it may be too late, all right? Right? I would love to see you all survive the coming CBDCs, right? If you've got a channel, let me know about it, and I would like to promote you, right? Okay? Love you. Take care, guys, and see you in the next video. All right. Peace out.